Welcome back to Citadel Station. Welcome to my dark mission.
And welcome back, adventurers, to Let's Play System Shock. Now, I've already searched those corridors, and I actually think I might return to the healing suite now for the time being. There's a switch here that apparently does something. I don't know why. Anyway, let's head back up this elevator and back towards the healing suite. Because we're not doing too bad, but we did take quite a bit of damage from the mutants and that repair bot. So let's just use the surgery room machine. And I also want to show you the other map, which is the full map of Citadel Station, which shows us that we are currently on level 1, which is the medical deck, which is something that I didn't originally show you. So this is the actual map of the level, and this is the station map, so you never get confused as to where you are. Now, before actually, I'm not going to head back down the elevator. Instead, I'm going to check out this way. Bulkhead door that kept opening and closing. Right click. And fortunately, there were no match for my iron pipe. I believe that was the sound of another door. Speaking of doors, yep, it was a door. This mutant is ambush. Yeah, enemies do love to ambush you in Citadel Station, and someone has written "stay away" up there. Too late for that. And this room is another humanoid mutant. Shall deal with absolute ease, and a medipatch. Just let me put that into my inventory. There's another data log that can have a look at. And there's some ammo here, some ML standard rounds. Don't think we have the weapon for that yet, but and that's a severed head. Let's ignore that. We have another hardware, which is the multi-view sensor round version 1, which allows us to look behind us. This version only uses screenshots, but I believe that later upgrades of this actually show you behind you in real time, which is actually quite interesting, that you can actually upgrade your hardware like that. Another berserk patch and another stimulant. I think we're doing alright for now. We want to explore the next room over. Oh, there's a hidden room there. I almost walked right past it. And we have 2 frag grenades. We want to be very careful. Enemies can lurk in the shadows of Citadel Station. Checking my corners before I proceed. I want to make sure this room is clear before anything happens. Nothing there and nothing there. Yep, this room looks, I would say this room looks fairly secure. There's a door here that's locked, with a cyberspace lock, which means we're going to have to go into cyberspace, and over there, down there is the cyberspace jack that we can actually use because of our cyberspace interface. And another medicine log, and I actually didn't see the other.
Status report. We're holed up in the beta quadrant behind a radioactive trench. The mutants are scavenging for food in the corridors and nesting in Gamma. I sent a party to the West Wing for supplies maybe 12 hours ago. Nathan Darcy is thinking up ways to disable the mining laser. It looks like we might hold them off.
Yeah, we still haven't found Nathan Darcy, or his office for that matter.
If any survivors can hear me, please. Some of us are still resisting SHODAN. We have a sanctuary in Beta Quadrant, guarded by a radioactive trench. There's a force bridge that operates off a wiring panel. If you're coming in from Alpha, our guards will extend the bridge for you. Be very careful. Mutants are all over the corridors. Good luck.
That was a cry for help. So there are actually four areas on each level: Alpha, Beta, Gamma, and Delta Quadrant. So that was Abe Guerin, who is apparently holed up in Beta Quadrant. We'll be going there later. For now, there is a cyberspace terminal that we will need to use. And there's an engineer's report from Arnold Hessman dated September 22nd, 2072. As I feared, SHODAN's malfunctions are manifesting in Citadel's cyberspace net. Several storage lockers and rooms have been sealed, with the controls put on cyber toggles only accessible in cyberspace. Also, some codes to sensitive areas on the station have been encoded onto loose data fragments. Although all station personnel are capable of entering cyberspace have clearance for these codes, I'm very concerned about the potential security hazard. I'll try to have SHODAN introduce defensive programs into cyberspace to keep potential intruders from the floating data and cyber toggles. Well, kudos for you for taking that precaution. Unfortunately, you didn't plan on us removing SHODAN's ethical constraints and having her become a murderous, malevolent AI controlling the entire space station. So for that I apologize, Arnold Hessman. So there are defenses in the cyberspace terminals, which is why I'm going to save before I head into cyberspace. And if you remember, we actually used this before, and these are actually the cyberspace terminal interface. You just jack into cyberspace. Oh, and I forgot that mouse look is not your friend in cyberspace. We want to get these geometric objects because they are the data that we need. There's our exit, and there's these are our allow us to restore personal integrity, which is not health. And there's another corridor leading out of here. You notice that you automatically move forward, and I did not want to look down. I wanted to get this, which is the pulsar, and I pressed, that was the pulsar, and we got a data object, which is what I want. Pulsar basically is our weapon in cyberspace. We really need that. And you notice we automatically move through cyberspace. And we want to avoid those because they're mines. They will drain our integrity. Yeah, I apologize for this because cyberspace was never quite, oh, there's one of the guard dogs, the cyber dogs. Want to get rid of him before we run into him and get, lose our integrity, and there are more cyber dogs over there. Got some ping games, which not really that useful. Another data object, forward, get that recall, and get that recall as well. There's an arrow over there, and I don't think there's anything else in this corridor for the time being. So I believe we shall head down here. Yeah, it would have been nice if you couldn't see through to the other halls of cyberspace, but there's another defense that we desperately need to... Oh god, don't run into him. Run away. We've got a cyber shield. Hospital security opened. Personal integrity opened. And the timer is ticking down. SHODAN will track us if we're not careful. And we need to... That deals with you. And we need to have a look at this data fragment, which tells us what we already know. There's a toggle in here, which is the medical door lock. The hospital level doors are opened, and there's something in there. Let's see if I can get it. I need to get this. Pulsar software version 2. I failed to get that last time. Now the timer's already running out, so let's get out of cyberspace. Didn't do too badly, although I apologize for any sense of epilepsy there. Yeah, cyberspace is a little overwhelming, even to people who are very skilled at navigating its corridors. Anyway, we want to look at our data. Which we can do in our data reader. We have the Cyberspace 1, and it's a message from Rebecca Lansing. If you're reading this, that means you've made it to the cyberjack on the hospital level. Good. I'll leave these messages in each section of Tribedom Cyberspace and hope that SHODAN doesn't find and destroy them. As with many levels on Citadel, the hospital has 4 sections labelled Alpha, Beta, Gamma and Delta, around a central hub, which is what I just explained. Alpha is home to the station's main cyber production facility. Beta is largely offices and labs and can be reached by an elevator off the hub. Gamma contains an emergency armory and maintenance areas. In Delta are several multi-purpose rooms, including the one which contains the sidejack. So we're currently in Delta at the moment, and we have an hospital armory code 705. So that was the... So I'm guessing that the armory is the place that we were in before, and since we unlocked this room in cyberspace, we now have it. We have a mag pulse, which is probably a very good weapon, but it doesn't have a lot of shots though. Yeah, we want to save that as for now, because that's actually a very, very good weapon. And you have nothing, and we still want to be fairly careful. Door is locked. There appears to be something in this room. And that was a sight vision enhancement that we got, and another dart gun that we don't need. Anything else in here doesn't particularly look like it. There's a grating up there, and we're done with this room for now. Want to be very careful. There's a button over here, and that's the sound of cyborgs. I believe this is the central hub, so I'm going to save here. Shock LP. And when we return, adventurers, we shall continue exploring the medical deck. As always, until next we meet.